Hello everyone and welcome back to my LEGO series. Today is the second last video of the season. It's taken way too long, meaning that after this will be the finale. So let us begin. We have the Elite 8. This bracket will go up to the final 2. But for now, we'll start off with Lucky taking on Endgame in the meantime. Lucky is the number 2 seed after finishing 3-0, beating Gruff, Hypershock, and Ice Wave. While Endgame has finished the 7th seed with a record of 2-1. Both robots in their respective squares. Let the bot battle begin. As Lucky immediately flips Endgame over, gets him close to the wall. Endgame gets back on its feet, trying to get under Lucky, which it did for a second, but now it's under Lucky, pushing him around, lets him go, and Lucky has him close to the push out. Endgame gets itself back on its feet. Lucky back under it though, as it proceeds to flip Endgame. Lucky Endgame so far needs to do something to get back in this match, as Lucky gets it close to the wall and upside down. Endgame gets right back over and gets flipped again, as Endgame has now lost 2 of its 8 forks, as Lucky flips it back on its back, as Endgame spinning up. Lucky gets under it again, flipping it on its back, as it did kind of hit its weapon and push it a bit forward, which is kind of cool. But anyways, Endgame's lost 2 more forks, it now only has 4 left. As Lucky gets under it, pushes it close to the push out, and that will be it for Endgame, while Lucky moves on. Lucky is our first Final 4 contender. Oh wait, Final 4 contender? Or Final 4 competitor. Doesn't matter, as we're going into Gigabyte taking on Hydra next. Hydra is the 5th seed after finishing 3-0, beating Kraken, Captain Shredderator, and MadCatter. While Gigabyte is the 13th seed after, long story short, winning the Desperado, and now he's here. Or she, they, whatever it is. Anyways, Hydra and Gigabyte both in their squares now. Gigabyte almost spins itself a little when it's doing a little test. But anyways, let the bot battle begin, as Gigabyte gets spun up and immediately rips half of Hydra in half, takes apart that flipper, goes for another few shots as it rips off some of that side wedging, as it rips off those front forks on Hydra. It starts to just chip away at all those little wedges and forks. Hydra now just taking consistent damage from Gigabyte. Not sure what Gigabyte's trying to accomplish here. I think that was it. As you might have saw, the last of Hydra has been ripped apart, and Hydra is just too many pieces, as Gigabyte will be our second robot to move on to the Elite 4. Or is it Elite 4? I don't know, think about Pokemon. Anyways, Gigabyte is now in the final 4, as our next match will be Deep 6, the 19th seed, taking on MadCatter. While MadCatter is the 27th seed, finishing 1-2, beating Shatter and losing to Copperhead and the Hydra, who just lost. While Deep 6, as said, the 19th seed, finishing 2-1, beating Petunia and Warhawk. Deep 6 has had a pretty good run so far, but so has MadCatter, arguably. I don't know, I can't go back in the footage, I'm in mid-recording. But anyways, let the bot battle begin. Deep 6 gets spun up, smacks right into MadCatter. As it lands another nice shot as it flips MadCatter over, and flips it again as Deep 6 gets a nice shot on the side. While MadCatter gets spun up and pushes Deep 6 right into that wall, ripping off one of those back supports. If Deep 6 isn't careful, MadCatter will just take off back supports, they'll take off life support. But while Deep 6 flips MadCatter over and has ripped off both forks and a chunk of that weapon, if I'm not mistaken, as Deep 6 flips MadCatter back on its feet. Oh, MadCatter with a weird back deflection that ripped off the last back support of Deep 6. While MadCatter loses another chunk of its weapon, starting to get thrown around by Deep 6. Deep 6 now on its back, ready to go. Lands another shot on MadCatter, but not too much new damage since, okay, never mind. There goes the entire front left part of MadCatter. What will they do as another chunk gets ripped off? As MadCatter is now stuck on the sidewall with its weapon out of the arena. God damn. Deep 6 will be our third robot to move on to the semi-finals. Wow. Which leaves only one match left. Witch Doctor taking on Copperhead. Copperhead is the #1 seed, finishing 3-0, beating MadCatter, Endgame, and Beta. While Witch Doctor is the 8th seed, finishing 2-1, beating Dragon King and Hijinks. Both of these semi-deadly weapons, not sure how I would rank Witch Doctors right now based off memory, but I know Copperheads can do some real damage if Witch Doctor is not careful. Let the bot battle begin as Witch Doctor and Copperhead both get spun up. Copperhead gets right under Witch Doctor, takes him for a little ride. Witch Doctor gets right back on its, or yeah, it was already on its feet, but loses one of its front wedges. I'm not sure what the plan was there, but it didn't work. Yeah, Witch Doctor just doesn't have that ground game on Copperhead and doesn't really have any sort of protection against that big old drum of Copperhead. They're gonna have to figure out how to do something, anything, to get under and or break Copperhead. As Copperhead lands another shot, ripping off the final wedge of Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor is now just weapon and wheels. And something came flying, not sure what. I think it could have been one of those ears on Witch Doctor. But anyways, I think they're having some... Witch Doctor's having some weapon problems, and yeah, speaking of which, there's no more weapon. As Copperhead lands another couple shots. Now we're starting to push him around. Ooh, hits... Witch Doctor can't really do much of anything now as Copperhead's just throwing them around the box. Witch Doctor's now on its back, losing its self-rider and getting flipped over once again. I think that's it, and you saw my unsuccessful attempt at a gyro. Anyways, Copperhead, Gigabyte, and then Lucky taking on Deep 6. Those are our final matches of the semifinals. Wait, that doesn't make sense. That will be all for now. Next up will be the finale of the season. Bye.